The time has come. It's the day of the Grace's guidebook. Oh my god, no. Grace's guide. Grace Helbig's book signing. I'm that nervous I can't talk. I'm shitting myself. I'm so fucking nervous. For reasons that I can't quite explain right now. It's not that I'm nervous of meeting her, weirdly, that's fine. I'm nervous about all the lining up outside or not getting in at all, because Amy Poehler's actually doing a book signing in the same place tomorrow, but there's some weird ass rules around that, but I'm going to do a whole different video on that, on rules about book signings, because I was really shocked. Grace's one doesn't seem to have any rules, so that's good. You can film and take photos and yeah, that, you know. But I was watching like the videos on YouTube last night of other people going to the book signings in the last week, and she does like a Q&A and a little like reading and stuff, and I was like, oh, I really want to go now. But then I woke up this morning like, I don't think I can go, I'm too scared about all this uncertainty. Such a twat. If I could just get out of my head, I'm sure this would all go much smoother, but I can't. I live in here, so I'm gonna phone the bookshop in a minute and see if there's a lineup or not, because that's what they told me to do. And I'll be really pissed at them if they're like, yeah, it's 500 people outside, don't bother. I'll be like, what did I tell you? I bet I haven't posted anything to do with when I went and actually bought the book last week, and I was like inquiring about how it worked and everything, and the manager didn't even know who Grace was, and I was like, you might want to find out, because she's really quite popular with a, you know, specific demographic of teenage girls, as well as the older among us. That's the other thing, I'm convinced I'm going to be the only person there over 20. I'm going to feel like such a grandma. I don't like that. I'm going to go now.
It's like the internet in that shower.
Selfies, and I want to apologize for my skills. So I think if you guys have your phones ready, I'd love to take a ton of selfies with you and sign your books, and then whatever else happens is just icing on the cake. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is so cool. That was cool. Who knew? You guys knew. Okay.
She's like waddling over.
I know, I was like, are you trying to fake your way in here? Yeah. Oh, I know, that's tough. You gotta find something down.
They said no filming. You weren't allowed to film with her because there were so many fucking people. I ended up in this group of 3 other girls, so there were 4 of us like the entire time for like the last 3 hours or something. It was really, really nice. Like, I don't know, instant friends. It was really good. And yeah, I kind of fucked up. Ooh, sorry, gonna go up an escalator. Kind of fucked up a bit on the whole actually talking to Grace in any manner of normalcy, but it was getting really busy, so it was like they were rushing people a little bit, but they did get her to sign the specific page I wanted, which was really nice of them, because they were only letting people sign, only letting people get her to sign one specific page. So that was cool and awesome, and now I need to go home and learn how to breathe normally again. Hey guys, I am home now. I wish the lighting wasn't so shitty in here. It always gets on my tits. Oh god, I'm in that, you know, post-event state. And I'm all like, yeah, that was pretty cool. I just met Grace Helbig. Yeah, that happened. It was so weird. I know I ranted about this earlier, or at least I think I did, but I'd said to the store, like, I went in 3 days ago to buy the book, and I was asking about, you know, how the book signing was going to work and stuff, and they basically thought no one was going to turn up. They were like, oh no, it's going to be tiny. And I was like, no. And I was trying to explain to them how popular she was, and, you know, how a lot of people were going to come, and even their own Facebook event page said like 360 people were coming, and that's only the people who bother to go click a thing on Facebook. And they were just like, yeah, like so dismissive of what I was saying. And sure enough, I reckon, I don't know how many people, but they cut the queue off downstairs that I was in at 180 people, and then there was a second queue upstairs of the same size, and then they had to make a third queue. So I think you're looking at over 600, maybe 700 people. Yeah, and they were only supposed to have like a 2-hour time slot for the whole book signing, and we got to the front of the queue probably about an hour and a half into the book signing, and we were like a third of the amount of people that were there. There could have been loads more people, I have no idea. Yeah, and when I came out, the man shape, he said to me that he overheard, there was a guy there, a member of staff, who was like filming like a lot of the event. I don't know where that footage is going to show up, but we're definitely in it. He overheard them saying that they couldn't believe how many people had turned up, and it was more than Clinton. And it's because Hillary Clinton had come to sign a book at the same store, I don't know, sometime in the last 6 months, and there was a lot of people, and it was a limit of 500 wristbands, and there were like so many more people that wanted to come in. And I wanted to kind of go, you should have turned around and said, you should have fucking listened to my girlfriend, because she fucking told you. Because I was like, honestly, it honestly comes down to like a fire and safety issue, or whatever you call it. I'm sure people got turned away, which was like, would have been really, really sad. I would be gutted if that happened to me. I'm really bad at being a human. I'm just really shit in the moment. Like, I'm not good at waiting either. But when I actually get to like the bit where I'm going to get a photo taken, I just turn into such, oh god, I lose all my composure. I forget everything I had in my head that I might have said that was a very short amount of stuff, because they were kind of realising that time was getting late, so they kept kind of, on the PA system, they kept like changing the rules and saying, you know, okay, you are no longer allowed to ask for specific things to be written on your book. You can only get it signed on this particular page, blah blah blah. And you know, you're not allowed to take any film footage anymore. You can only take photos. And then I was like, shit. I really, honestly, I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm gonna ask her, can you just be in my vlog for like 2 seconds? Can you just say, I'm in your vlog? You know, can you just anything? You know. And I was like in the queue going, okay, I know I'm like super nervous, but if I can do this, I'm going to be so proud of myself, and like it would make me really, really happy. And then they said, you know, no filming, and I was like, I still want to do it. I don't think it's her that's imposing the rules. It's like the staff to try and get things moving quicker. And I didn't do it. I was such a dickhead. I didn't take it, she took the photos because they said it was easier for her to take people's cameras and just click really quickly rather than everyone try and do it on their own with their shaky hands, you know. Oh my god, I'm totally going to insert the photos in a minute because every single one of them is horrifying. Out of 7 photos, you would think that even me could, you know, get one that was half decent. I look like a psychopath in one of them. I look like I'm about to murder the poor girl. It's horrible. It's so embarrassing. And I'm just really upset because I don't have, like, you know, my nice picture with Grace. And the problem was, I was talking the whole fucking time. Because she'd asked me a question about, like, I think it was about the fact I was British. So I just start going blah, 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 through every picture. So you will see that my mouth is moving the entire time during the photos. So I'm just pulling faces like... whilst telling her about how you have to apply for a Canadian citizenship. I'm like, what the fuck? You went to a book signing with Grace Helbig and you might as well have just talked about taxes with her. I mean, who does that? Idiot features. Anyway, here are the glorious photos, or at least the ones that I can bear to show you. I mean, wouldn't you be upset too? I am really grateful for this opportunity, don't get me wrong. And I know that my other half came with me, but didn't actually come into like the actual sign-up bit because you had to have a book. On that subject, I will show you what she signed for me, because they were saying you could only get like you had to open your book to the first page, and that was the only page that you were allowed to get signed. But I went up and the girl says to me, "Oh, you've got bookmarks in your book. Are they your favourite pages?" And I was like, "Maybe." And she's like, "Did you want to get a special page signed?" And she kind of whispered it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, but I thought you said you couldn't do that anymore." And she's like, "Well, I don't want to advertise it because we don't want to do it, but as you're so organised." And I was like, "Oh, I love file markers." And I was ready to go off on one about stationery. Oh, I just don't shut up, it's awful. You know, I guess that babbles just babble too much. And that's why I've got babbling photos. So maybe it makes sense. Anyway, it's horrible. I want a really nice photo. I had one job, and that was to look at the screen whilst Grace held the fucking phone. I didn't even have to do that. All I had to do, look at the screen, make the same face as her. You'll see her face in all these brilliant poses, and mine do not match it at all. Mine's just chatting away about the Queen and saying how we have the same Queen, but they still can't be allowed to live in the same country without going through this process. Why? We did talk about my Britishness and my hair as well, and the fact that we were the same height. And I was like, we're the same height. Brilliant observation. So many girls there were so like short, like maybe 5'2", so she was having to bend down so far, and she was like, "I don't have to bend down at all with you." And I'm like, "No, you don't." Anyway, this is my signature, and it is on the chapter tips to manage your anxiety, which of course is very important to me. And yeah, I was like, that's the page I want her to sign, and that's the page she signed. And obviously it's very quick, it just says Grace ! But yeah, there were just so many people. All in all, it was a brilliant experience. It's kind of weird. I've never been to a book signing before, so it's really strange to kind of wait for that long in line, and then you actually meet the person, and it's so fleeting, as the footage will show, that my other half took. I was like, can you just like film my entire interaction with Grace from your angle, you know, he was like really quite close but behind the barriers, you know, just because I figure I want to watch it and I want to put in the video. I imagine it was less than a minute per person, and it's just so quick, and you go, damn it, I wish like you could see other people being just so confident with their questions and stuff. And I was like, you know, like I guess I just don't have a lot of practice with it, and I do get very, very anxious and nervous in these situations, and I just seem to freeze up. So I didn't freeze, but I just talked about the most boring thing you could possibly talk about. I'm just mentally kicking myself so many times. I could have said it so many things, but no. And there were these like 12-year-old kids going up and asking her like really great questions, and I was just like, where did you come from? How are children this confident? So I have to work on my skills. I don't know how, because it's not like you get the opportunity very often to meet someone that you have this creative admiration for. And, you know, you do get silly about it. You just do, you know. I know there's the odd person who doesn't see that, like they can just meet anyone and be completely fine with it, and I just don't know any of those people, I don't think. I'm not the worst, but I'm very far from the best, you know. And I just wish that I could just have a little bit more self-confidence and be able to go up and be like, hey, you're an awesome human and your videos make me laugh every week, and keep doing what you're doing, and I hope you enjoy your time in our city. Yeah! Can you be in my vlog for 2 seconds? See, I can do it now. Couldn't do it then. No. I'm English. Permanent residency is really hard. I'm going to talk the whole time you take pictures, and you're going to think I'm insane. No, I am not at peace with it. I thought after a few hours I would calm down and like accept the fact that what had happened, and that I'm very lucky to have met her and embraced her and spoken and had a compliment and whatever, you know. And no, all I can see is this horrible mess. We walked out the bookstore and I was like, oh well, maybe there'll be a next time. And then I was like, when is there ever going to be a next time that I'm going to have that opportunity? Like, I feel like Grace is going to go kind of stratospheric now, going into mainstream media like TV, you know, and books. I feel like so many more people are going to know her than just the YouTube community, you know, because people kept walking in going, what's going on, who's signing, what does she do? So, you know, I just feel like as soon as she, like, if she gets that TV show that she's doing, and, you know, if enough people read her book hit the #1 spot on the New York Times bestseller list as we were in the store queuing. And I was just like, this is so exciting. And then they announced it on the PA, like an hour and a half later when she was on stage, so everyone just went fucking insane. But she must have heard that news while she was in, you know, the back room or whatever you want to call it, wherever she waits. And, you know, that would have been so emotional that your book got to freaking number 1. You know, I mean, that would have been so massive. And then you have to go out and sign, like, 800 books? 600 books? She is a hard worker, you know? And I respect her so much for that. And she inspires me, and she makes me laugh, and she's awesome. Grace is awesome. So I hope that I've put in enough footage of the signing to make it interesting for you to watch. So I'm going to leave it there because this is turning into quite a long video, and say thank you for watching. I hope that I will be posting more videos soon because I'm feeling a lot better after my recent illness. That's it from me, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.